Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Heavy Hitters on Forza Horizon 3 in particular, and this is a review series for the trucks, the 4x4s, the SUVs, even the buggies, basically all things off-roader in the world of Forza. And this particular vehicle is a car which is cool in concept, but doesn't necessarily work that well in practice. Now there are certain vehicles which have a very specific purpose, and this is one of those cars. It's basically Germany's answer to the Land Rover, the Mercedes G-Wagon, but the whole purpose of the vehicle is to be a reliable workhorse that can be taken off-road. It's rugged, it's dependable, it's the Mercedes mule, if you will. Now then, taking that vehicle and putting a big 600 horsepower AMG engine into it sounds like an awesome concept. Some of the coolest vehicles ever created have been crazy cars just like that. But the problem that I personally have with this vehicle is that it kind of misses the point of what the vehicle was intended for. That doesn't make it a bad car, but it just means that it's never going to work quite as well as it could were the concept applied to, say, a sports SUV, because at the end of the day the G-Wagon is not a sports SUV, it's a traditional off-roader. That's kind of like taking a Mercedes Unimog and putting an SLR McLaren engine in it. It sounds awesome, but it just doesn't really match the purpose of the vehicle. Now with that being said, this is a very powerful car. It's got 1,000 Newton meters of torque, 600 horsepower, and a big price tag of 261,000 credits. So surely you can get some good performance out of it. Well, let's find out. Let's break down the car into my individual scores. And for those who are perhaps new to the channel, I break down every single car that I review into 5 distinct categories, and they are handling, acceleration, top-end speed, including top speed, value for money, and finally, usability. How much use you can get out of the vehicle, especially competitively. And then we put those 5 categories together to give the car an overall rating out of a possible 100 points. So how does this car fare? Well, first of all we have the handling, and unfortunately I'm going to have to give it a 3, which isn't an awful score. That's actually right down the middle, and the reason why is because although this is no way near the largest of trucks or SUVs in the game, in fact it's one of the smaller ones, it still weighs 2.6 tons, and unfortunately it carries its weight very high, and you can feel that through corners for sure. The handling is wallowy, heavy in a bad way, and it's just a clunky vehicle that doesn't suit being a sports SUV. What though about acceleration? Because even in stock form, it's got supercar levels of power and torque. And yes, it certainly does. The acceleration is not bad at all, but overall I'm going to have to give it a 3, because even in fully tuned form, again, the acceleration is good, but not amazing. There are plenty of other trucks and SUVs for a considerably lower price that can outrun this car. As far as top-end speed, I'm going to give it the worst score of the bunch of 2, because it is not impressive at all, even in fully tuned form. This car struggles to pass 180 miles per hour, and that's just not good enough. As far as value for money, I'm going to give it a 3, again straight down the middle, because for 261,000 credits it costs far too much, but at the same time it does have some use. And speaking of that use, I'm going to give it a 3, because it has usability, but it's not amazing. And that means that overall I'm giving the G65 an overall score of 56. But that's it for this pick overall. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.